Terry Blackburn here. I have a property portfolio worth over £10 million. I've built and sold multiple companies, some in seven-figure deals. I wrote two successful books, one won awards all over the world. All of these awards behind me are national and international awards for some of my companies. Coach people one-on-one, and I run masterminds. Now, if you like what I talk about in this session, if you listen to my podcast, you follow us on Instagram, you follow the YouTube page, if you like what I talk about and I resonate with you and you can relate to me, jump on my website, which is terryblackburnproperty.com. All of the different services that I have is on there. I'd love to work with you and I'd love to help you get to where you want to be, whether that's in property, whether that's in business, whether it's in sales, goal setting, whatever it is that you want to achieve and want to learn. I'm your man. Enjoy the rest of the episode and speak soon.
Hi and welcome to the Rags to Riches show with myself, Terry Blackburn. So today's episode is how to manage and balance your personal relationships, that's with your partner and with your children if you have any, while still progressing in business and property. Now this is a tough one, and now this is definitely not easy. I'm not going to say for 1 second that it is, because a lot of people, what they typically do is they are in the pursuit of money and they sacrifice and neglect their home life. They neglect their partner, they neglect the children because they don't spend enough time with the partner and the children, and they just don't get to, ultimately, they can create a bit of a, what's the word? It's not really a very nice atmosphere when you get back into the house, when you're just working all the time and you come back home and it's arguments, it's chaos, it's, your partner might start to resent you a little bit, your kids don't see you. Like, it's not a good place, and I've been there, right? I've been there in a previous relationship. It's not good, and you can absolutely have the balance right. But I think there's some things that you need to do, some things you must do, some things that you might want to start to do a little bit more of, or less of, actually. So let's get straight into it. But it's one of the hardest things, it's certainly in my personal experience, to get right, but it's got to be one of the most important. Think of it like this, right? Imagine having all the money in the world, but you come home one day and the kids don't want to know you and your partner wants to break up with you. Does money really matter at that point? I don't think it does, right? Why not try and have the balance of both? Why not try and be happy at home and at work and have a great relationship with your partner and a great relationship with your children and still have loads of money and be really successful? Because you can absolutely do them all at the same time. Okay, so let's get into it. So first thing that I started to do a few years back was this principle of when I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm at home. But what people do is when they're at work, they're on the phone to their partner, they're doing whatever. When they're at home, they're with the kids, they're sending emails. They're with the kids, they're speaking to one of the employees, right? They blend together, right? And I bet you most people listening to this have had this where you're at home with the kids and they're like, Dad or Mum, get off your phone. Or your partner said to you, put your phone down. I've definitely had that, right? Loads of times. I get that most days. I'm not going to lie to you. But it's not in a bad, it's not too much, right? At the odd time, I get it. It's not affecting my relationship with my kids and my partner. But a lot of people it does, right? So when you're at work, you're at work. Tunnel vision, you're at work. You've got stuff to do, to-do lists, you've got tasks, you've got jobs, you've got things you need to be doing, progress to make. When you're at home, that should be, right, phone away, certainly work mode away, and it's time for the kids. It's time for your partner. Yeah, and if you can get that cracked just by having different hats, the partner hat, the dad hat, or the parent hat, and the work hat, and you take one off to put another one on. You can't put two hats on at the same time. You look stupid. One hat at a time. If you can get that cracked, then it'll massively improve your home life, for sure. It'll actually improve your work life as well. So that's a definite. Little things that we do in my household is we have a date night once a week, and that's a Tuesday night. We just do something once the kids are in bed. We just have time, just me and her. We're just chilling. We're doing something. Yeah, we'll go for food. Sometimes we just sit in the house and make some nice food in the house, and we'll just turn off from work because my partner's got her own business. She turns off from her business. I turn off from mine. Kids are in bed. It's me and her time. Yeah. At least once a month we try and go somewhere. spa day, go and do something, and at least once a quarter we'll have a holiday. Now, I just think that is so needed. If you are just working all day, every day, for weeks and months on end with no break with your partner, no break for you, like not seeing your kids, that's what are you even pursuing money for? Because money becomes irrelevant when you can't spend it on people that you love, or spend the time and money that you've got with and on other people. Like, what is the point in money if you don't have that? So date nights, definitely. Holidays, definitely. Time away with just you and your partner. As well as, like, if you're just working all the time and you don't see your partner very much, you'll probably more than likely all start arguing. That's not good for the kids either. Like, it's not. And if you're not really seeing your kids either because you're always working and you're always arguing with your partner, that's not good for them. It's not good for anybody, right? It's not good for anybody. I would advise having a daily structure. So my daily structure is I get up in the morning, coffee, water, sort the kids, write my goals down, go to the gym, start work till generally 4 or 5 o'clock, pick the kids up, then it's teas and homework and all of that, get them to bed, chill with the missus. That's generally my structure. But I think what you should be doing is you should be speaking to your partner about your structure and about, right, this is what I need. And maybe you need to work late one night of the week. About, well, I need to work late this night of the week. Is that okay with you? Yeah, and you work out a compromise. If he or she needs to work late one night, you work out what works for the family. And it's got to be a joint decision. That it can't just be, right, I need to do this and I need to do that. It's joint. So everyone's happy. Yeah, it's really, really important that, and so many people just don't get this right. That's why 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? And I'm no relationship counselor, right? I've had a few long-term relationships, and I've learned the hard way. And me and my missus, I do seem to think that we've got a great balance at the moment, and we're really happy, and it's just a nice home environment to come back to. So anyway, so I think that's a definite. I suppose one point that's linked to that actually is having a conversation with your partner about your goals, right? I think is needed. So sitting down and saying, right, this is what I want to achieve. This is where I want to get to over the next 6 months, 12 months, 5 years. This is where I want to get to. But in order to get there, I'm going to have to be working late twice a week, or I'm going to have to be up early. And you need to get the buy-in from your partner. Certainly if you're maybe the main earner in the household, and you're going to be working a little bit more than them, you need to get that buy-in and make sure they're okay with that. And they've also got to understand why you're doing it. If they just think, oh, he's working all the time because he loves work, it might actually be for the benefit of the family. Getting the buy-in and just having a conversation with your partner and making them understand that this is what you're doing all this for and working so hard for, I think it'll just make your home life quite a bit better. It really will. And this doesn't mean don't have a strong work ethic and don't work that much. I work all the time. I think it's good for my kids to see me working all the time. Once or twice a month, by the way, I take my kids to my hotel that I own in the northeast, and I hope nobody's listening to this and I'll get in trouble, but my kids, Ellie's 11, Theo's 8, they're working in the hotel. They're not proper on the books. But you get the point, they'll go and wait the tables and they've got them a little uniform. And I'm not doing that. They actually do love it. And I wouldn't force them to do it if they hated it. They do love it, but I think I'm instilling work ethic in them. That's a good thing. I've took my kids on viewings loads of times. I make them understand why I'm working. I tell them about work. I tell them this is what Dad does now. This is another business Dad set up. This is whatever else I'm doing at the time. I make them understand because I'm putting it in their mind at an early age that work's important and career's important. But my point is there, why I'm saying that is you're getting everybody involved. It's not just, right, I'm doing my own thing and I'm making loads of money and you don't need to know. It's get everyone involved. It just becomes easier. I learned the hard way on that. Other little things try and turn your phone off or flight mode it sometimes. I just got into this studio an hour or so ago, and just on the break there, I was just telling the lady who's over there editing it for me. I was just saying, I've got 100 odd WhatsApps and I've only been here an hour. We've all been there, right? I'm there all the time. My phone is just burning up nearly every day. Certainly during the week, it's ping, ping, ping. It's constant. But we're all addicted to those phones. We're all addicted to the dopamine hit of when you're seeing and you're looking at the email, you're looking at the ping, you're looking at the message. We're all addicted to that, right? So sometimes you've just got to turn it off. Just flight mode it. It's not going to be the end of the world. If you're at home with your family, it's not the end of the world if an email comes in that you don't respond to for 2 hours or half a day or a day. It's really, really not. Just flight mode it. Just be present in the moment with your kids and just let it flow. With your partner, just let it flow. Yeah? It's hard to do, man. I'm not saying this is easy. It's hard. When it's on flight mode, you'd be like, oh, who's ringing us? I need to check my phone. We've all been there, right? But let's give it a try. It'll work. A couple of last points is, I'll plug myself here, right? Getting a mentor, and I'm going to tell you why. So getting a mentor will enable you to skip and reduce mistakes, right? And one of the worst times to go home is when you've fucked up. When something bad's happened at work, you've lost some money, you've lost a client, you've made a mistake, you're in a bad mood, you go home, what normally happens? You have an argument, you're in a bad mood, you snap at your partner, you snap at the kids, you're in a bad mood, you're grumpy, whatever. It's because you made a mistake and something's not went to plan. You're still going to have days like that. Everybody does. But by having a mentor, it reduces those mistakes. It reduces the mix-ups, the mess-ups, the losing money, all of that. Like, it does reduce that. So getting a mentor, especially this guy called Terry Blackburn, will probably make your home life better as well. I just plug myself. Of course, I'm exaggerating that a bit. But also there's elements of truth to that for sure. Like, if you make less mistakes, you will be happier. Therefore, you are less likely to argue and have a better home life. Like, it is true that, and I do believe that. I've got 2 mentors. I've had mentors for years. And regardless of what level you're at, I do think that everyone needs a mentor. Everyone needs someone to lean on, to ask questions of, to just get advice from, and learn from their mistakes instead of your own. And I think lastly, to sum these kind of points up and put them is one, I think you need to set your life up with intent, and that is, right, well, these are the goals that I want. That's what I want to get to. My weekly structure is going to be this. I'm going to go to the gym at this time. I'm going to have date night at this time. I'm going to pick the kids up at this time. And then with the time that I've got left, I'm going to be at work. And when I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm going to be on it. I'm going to be ultra productive and I'm going to get loads of stuff done. But that's setting up, that's intent. That's setting up your working week with intent. I know what I'm going for and I know what I need to do and I'm going to do it. Not what some people do is like they're just reactive. They get to work and they open some emails and they react to whatever's happened. There's no intent there. They are just reacting to stuff that's happening. But I'm the opposite. I'm doing what I need to do, and the reactive stuff I can sort after. Yes, there's some things that you obviously need to jump on, but every day that I'm at work, I know what I've got to do. My diary's stacked. I know what I've got to do, and I'm making money, I'm making moves, I'm making progress. I'm not just reacting with loads of bollocks. And that's the same for my personal life. I know I'm going to the gym. I know when I've got the kids. I know when I'm going on date night. I know when we're going on holiday. It's intention. It's all set. And having a daily and weekly structure is so important. But that's not just a weekly and daily structure for work. It's for your personal life as well. So that's my view on how to manage and improve and be more balanced with your partner and with your children and have a better home life while still progressing a load in business and property. So maybe you want to share this with your partner, maybe it's a business partner, or maybe it's your actual partner at home. Maybe you just know someone who's going through a hard time at home because they're working too much. Please click the share button, send this podcast to them. You can send them it on WhatsApp or email or messenger, and hopefully I can help them just like I've helped you. Remember, whatever you're doing today, don't just take notes, take action.